Right, been making the two clips that were missing, or brackets that hold this on were missing. I just made it out of scrap. The camera picked it up. I ended up making an L-shaped bracket out of a chunk of whatever I had in the coming handy box. Right, I'm now machining a little L-shaped bracket. I need to make two little brackets to hold the chrome rear rack on the CT. I'm making out a bit of scrap. We'll hold the rear chrome rack that sits on the little rack. They're little brackets and two of them are missing. You can't get them, they're unobtainium. So I'm literally just doing the last couple of passes here. Milling out this bit of old scrap I had. Right, this is the last cut. It's a 20mm wide cutter. I'm only cutting in about ½ mil deep. It's a bit sketchy how it's held in the vise. It's only just nipped, so I didn't want to go in, wind in there and really rip some metal off on each pass because it could come flying out the chuck, or the vise rather. I made, that's the off cut, ended up two of them, they hook under here. I'll get the old action cam in so you can see what's, so you can see them. They just sat down under there. The little upstand sits under that bracket, and I've drilled and tapped it. There's one each side. And that is nice and secure now. Then my next headache is speedo, because I'll zoom in a bit so you can see it. This is what's left of the original headlight bowl. It's busted. Somebody's taken a disc cutter to the top, and the old speedo, the odometers fell out and it's been unpeened, so somebody's been in there munging. Unfortunately, I'll zoom in a bit so you can see what we're doing with the headlight. So I made that bracket, and I managed to purchase a Honda, it'll focus on it, there we go, that's a Honda C90 speedo in miles per hour. I was trying to get hold of a CT90 in miles per hour was proven tricky. This works, but I've got to come up with some sort of bracketry so it sits kind of there and it all marries into this bit I've already made with my choke cable to one side. So that's my next mission, is to do that. This has worked out okay. Again, this is all, everything you see I'm making is what I've got lying around. Whatever material I got, you got to make do with what you got. Obviously it's got to be functional and safe. So that's nice and solid. It's bolted onto the front of the forks, 4 bolts. That's not going anywhere. So it's just coming up with something so that will house this so I can see it easily. I mean, let's face it, you're only ever going to get done for speeding in this in a 20-mile-an-hour zone. If you're lucky, I would imagine. So I've got to come up with something to hold that there, but it's shrouded and it goes around the headlight so it looks half kind of decent. Just making the best of what we got. So I'll go away and have a think and bring you back when we've done something interesting with a bit of luck. Right, speedo binnacle finally finished. With indicator mounts on there. It's all made out of junk. What I had kicking around, I ended up using a speedo off a C90 because it's the same size wheel, same drive. It should be accurate, and it's in miles per hour, and this one's done a couple of thousand miles, so it should work. I ended up making the headlight bracket before I did the speedo binnacle. Wasn't sure what I was going to use. I was going to use a little aftermarket round one, which inevitably don't work or don't work for very long. So this should be more reliable, hopefully. But I'll bring you in with a little action cam here because it's just a bit easier to see. It looks a bit funky maybe to some people. Idiot lights will go in there, so high beam and left and right, telltale side lights, because when you get the indicators on here, they're obstructed by the bars, you can't see them flashing. I don't need to leave my indicators on. The side profile, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I just need to obviously take this all apart. I need to finish welding these bosses on here and then shot blast it all and paint it. These are just here so I can line everything up, because that's obviously where the indicators will be. They won't be as far out. And the last bit to make fabrication wise is on the back here. It's never ever been used, but that's where the indicators will be mounted. So I need to make a stainless steel bracket to take the indicators, and I think we are there fab wise. Hallelujah. Then it's electrics. Obviously the last bit I'll buy is a new seat. It's a great shame, there's nothing wrong with the seat base, but it's cheaper to buy a replacement seat than get a new seat cover of foam. The world we live in today. And so then it's the electrics. I've elected to use, to make my life easier, this choke assembly here. So I will get a universal cable and put my own ends on it to go down for the choke on the carburetor, just to make life a little bit easier for myself. What else do I need to order for it? Headlight bulb, 12 volt, 35 watt element, not 55, 60. It'll still be a hell of a lot better light than the original tungsten. And obviously the horn is mounted under there. It's grown on me a bit since I've done it. It is what it is at the end of the day. It is literally made out of whatever I had kicking around. You know, rather than design it and then make it. I mean, I could have just used the front of this. I made a whole my own binnacle to house the speedo and that, and that's an even more work. It's just not worth it. I just needed something that would do the job and it's not going to fall to bits. So I think we've achieved that. So yeah, I'll get this lot cleaned up and shot blasted and painted. I did start filming making all this, but there's so many operations, there's so many different bits of kit and so many different setups on my own, and I need to crack on. I have a limited amount of time I can spend on these things in between working, so unfortunately I didn't get a lot of it. There's a few bits you'll see in the video. Right, people say you can't drill stainless steel with a standard high-speed steel drill bit. We can. This is 316 stainless. I'm making these light brackets, rear light brackets for the little pop. You need a sharp drill. Slow your drill down. Don't let it go too fast. And you need to run coolant. This is ordinary coolant out of a milling machine. Firm pressure, it's going to get hot, hence you need to run the coolant. If you don't, it'll take the edge clean off the drill bit. That wasn't difficult now, was it? And I don't know whether the camera will pick that up. Let's have a look. But that was one I did earlier. I've done two of them. I've got to weld a nut on here and then tap through the nut to give us a bit more thread depth, and this bolts on the back of the bike like that. And these are just clearance holes, because I'll show you on the bike that the fixing holes from manufacturer are a little bit drunk. I'll just set up another one. These are all centre pot binnacles. It blunts your centre pot or dulls the end of your centre pot. Stainless is drops on the floor every time. Hard work, but I haven't got to paint it. Stay there. Centre it up on the centre pot like that. Stop it. Hold the drill bit in where it needs to be. bearing in mind these are just clearance holes for fixing. Of course there's webs under here, and so trying to get the clamps to miss webs. Right, here we go, let's do another one. Don't matter how tight you do that up, they always come undone. Yeah, it will dull the drill in the end, not gonna lie, but it's not impossible to do. And the amount of people that tell me, I can't drill stainless. Yes you can. You just need a pillar drill, a garden sprayer full of coolant, suds as we call it. Slow the drill down. Bit of even, sensible pressure, you don't need to lean on it like a gorilla, and you can drill it same as I can. Somewhere under there. And there's a web under there as well. Everything's all fine, I guess. Right. There we go. Trick is just don't let it dry out or cool it. Keep the heat, you can see the steam coming off, keep the heat down, and the cutting oil in there will do its job. There we go. I think these are 4mm thick. I'm sure they're 4mm thick. 4mm thick, 316 stainless. I just drilled 6 holes, and I'm going to open the middle one out to 8.5, weld a nut on the top, and then tap it, so the stalk can wind in to take the rear indicator. There you go, so you can drill stainless steel with a standard HSS drill bit on a drill press with a bit of coolant. Right, I'm going to weld a stainless nut to that bit of 316 stainless. I didn't have any standard nuts, I had some nylock, so I turned the nylock bit off, and I'm using that like leading on the bolt to locate that in there. Wind that down until it touches and then clamp it on. That should hopefully hold it central, because I want to tap through from the nut to into that plate. Well, I need to weld these bosses on here and weld up a few bits to finish this off. I'm trying to get this finished today, so I can shot blast it and then paint it. I am toying with the idea of setting up small fabricating setup. changing over the compressor. Degrease that out. Degrease that under it. Right, headlight bracket back on. I'm not going to put the headlight in or the speedo, there's no point. I need to get in here, do the wiring. Speedo cable's arrived, I've worked out what the colours are for the switches. Need to make a wiring loom and order some indicators, a seat and a few bits from David Silver. And we're finished, we can ride it down the road. That'd be pretty cool. After all this time, it's been a few years, this thing has been bouncing around on the channel, waiting to be finished. So we'll call that it for this video, and we'll make the next video doing all the wiring. And then probably the last one, video number 5, will be the one actually we'll go for road test. I know there's some audio problems on this video. Trouble is, you don't know you've got a problem until it's too late. So bear with us on that. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.